Look at that. Look at the detail.
Awesome, buddy.
Hey? This is awesome.
So what's going on with you and Rick and Julie? You guys cool or what?
Yeah, we're cool. I'm just not hanging out with them anymore ever since Ricky almost froze me to death. You know, I have a hobby now, and that's what I'm going to do from now on. My hobby's trains, and just like your hobby's drinking.
That's drinking, buddy.
I understand that. I agree with that. But why?
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Ozark. This one's going to be doing my next review for the Ozark television series. This one is for Season 2, the full season review. So, continuing on the Ozark journey, we are on Season 2. This is going to be a pretty short one too, because there's only 2 other seasons after this. But Season 2 of Ozark, I mean, damn. They turned it the hell up this season. This season was insane. We had so many different storylines going on this season. There were so many different plots happening. I can't wait to jump into this. We had the aftermath of, obviously, Dell's death. We had the Snells that were still involved. Their storylines very much peaked this season. We have Agent Petty, who is continuing his investigation on the Bird family, especially after what happened to Russ, his boyfriend. So obviously we're seeing a lot of that this season as well. We have the mob that gets introduced this season, which Buddy had previous affiliations with, which I thought was very interesting. They kind of bring in a new plot for Buddy. And we also have, of course, the casino plot, where they're trying to get the casino, and you've got Wendy that is trying to get this guy on her side, and he kind of continues to screw her over and everything like that. So I thought that was an interesting storyline. Wendy was savage as hell this season, very insane character. And on top of that, you have the Langmore storyline with Cade, who is Ruth's dad, that gets massively promoted this season, aside from just some guy that was in jail in season 1 that we didn't really get to see. Well, this season, he's a massive antagonist for the Langmore side of things, and he's trying to steal money from Marty and his family, and Ruth is kind of stuck in the middle of it. So that's the main plots going on this season. Yeah, pretty jam-packed, right? It's a big season. There's a lot of different things going down. I would say my favorite storyline, though, this season has to be Agent Petty. It just has to be. This season, and I'll kind of go over his character first, he's basically hunting down our characters. He's watching them like a hawk. He's not even letting, like, Marty and Wendy go inside their houses at times. He's interrupting them all the time. He's stopping them at every given moment, trying to kind of figure out what Marty's going to be doing next, you know what I mean? He even gets to Ruth at some areas and threatens her as well, which I thought was kind of insane. And I thought that was a massive, antagonist this season that I did enjoy. And while he manages to get Rachel kind of, under his boot, because Rachel, obviously owning the Blue Cat Cafe, she's been kind of screwed over by Marty as well, too. And you have Agent Petty that basically catches her, on drugs, under the influence and stuff, about ready to be locked up. And he says, you could be locked up forever, or you could, be my bitch, basically, and work for me. You're going to wear a wire, wander around in the cafe, talk with Marty all the time, and get me the information I need. And if you get me what I need, you'll go free. Maybe, So it's kind of that whole thing. And I felt bad for Rachel, because Rachel, again, minor character in season 1. Season 2, they gave her a lot of screen time. And it's sad, because Marty kind of turned her life into crap. She went under the influence, ended up almost in jail, and now because of that, in order for her to not go to jail, or worse, she has to work for Petty and get information. So I thought that was pretty insane, and she does do it, but she doesn't really want to do it, and she wants out, constantly. And you can kind of tell that, Marty and them are kind of catching on over the course of the season. Later in the season, she does end up telling them, though, and then they kind of, deal with it from there. So Petty's plan works for a bit, but he does end up, being busted, of course, not it fully working out the entire time, which I thought was kind of interesting. The actor for Petty is such a damn good character. He's such a good actor. He's such a good character. I honestly really thought his character peaked this season. And on top of that, he also finds out about the poppy field that the Snells have and screws them over as well, too. Finds bones, finds everything. And almost takes Jacob down as well, which I thought was a really interesting part there as well. Now, Jacob doesn't, fully lose everything, but he starts to kind of diminish over the course of the season, you know what I mean? And, well, not before Buddy has a badass scene in this one where he burns the Snell's field, basically, of the poppies, right? Which they get, obviously, to get money. And I like that, too, because, they kind of get Buddy in there. He, drives over it and stuff with the tractor. He burns it down and all that stuff. And I was thinking the whole time, I was like, oh, no, Buddy's gonna die, isn't he? He's gonna fucking die. And then he burns it. He walks away with a smile. And I was like, damn, man, that's like, so damn badass. Like, he was in there. He ruined the whole damn thing. I was like, wow, that's awesome. He gets in the car with Wendy, opening of that episode right after. They do this in an opening scene of one of the episodes. He dies in the car ride back home. And I was like, fuck, So, yes, Buddy is a massive casualty about middle of the season. Very sad. I mean, he was old, you know what I mean? What do you expect? And he, he didn't have much time left. But I did really like how they had him go out like that. They had him go out like a badass. They had him go out, screwing over the Snells and screwing over Jacob, which therefore leads to his downfall later this season. But Buddy was such a good character. I loved him. I thought the actor did such a good job. It was really sad seeing Jonah kind of go into the basement and, he's never there anymore. And, they go to the funeral and stuff. And, I thought that was really sad. Oh, wait a minute. They keep their fucking money at his grave. That's right. They keep his money at his grave because they never think anybody would check that. It's kind of a brilliant idea, I'm not gonna lie. Marty keeps the money at his grave so nobody will know where it is, because nobody would dare go to a grave to look for money, you know what I'm saying? So after they use his grave to put the money there, which I thought was just so crazy. You know what's funny though? Most people I'd say, man, that's kind of disrespectful, you know what I mean? Yeah, I know Buddy wouldn't have a problem with that. He'd be like, oh yeah, keep that right there, it's fine. So, yeah, hilarious, genuinely hilarious. But that was a lot of the family stuff this season as well. Big loss for them with Buddy. He kind of felt like one of the family, even though I know he wasn't officially, but you know what I mean? I don't know, it felt like something was missing after he died, I'm not gonna lie, it was really sad. So that was a big death there as well. Now, we get introduced to a few characters this season. We get introduced to Helen, which I thought was interesting. She was from the cartel. They have to kind of, blame the death of Del on somebody, so they basically rat out Jacob and Darlene's son, and they kill him as a result to kind of wipe the slate clean, which I thought was insane. And now Darlene wants a baby. She wants another kid, right? So Jacob tries to get one for her. She's not happy with any of them. And the only way she can be happy is one way. That guy last season, Mason, that tried to drown his baby? Yeah, well, this season, he is a guy that for some reason ties up Wendy and captures her, right? Now, he captures her. Now, this was the one thing I found was a little much this season. That episode, when Wendy was captured by Mason, and she's just in the house, for 40, 50 minutes, I was like, okay, damn, can we can we move the fucking storyline a little bit here? That was my only big issue with this season, is Mason and his interactions with Wendy, and everything there. He felt like a waste of time, but I did like that it did get Marty's first ever kill on the show. That I did like. I just didn't like Mason. I didn't like his contribution to the story. I didn't like the way he added to anything. He didn't feel like he had any point to him. He kind of felt like he was just there to be there, you know what I mean? And I hate when TV shows have characters there to just be there. And unfortunately, this season kind of had that issue. So I didn't like that. That plot was not for me. I didn't enjoy that at all. And I was happy that Marty killed him, because honestly, he felt like a filler. He felt like an interruption. But another thing that we did get out of it, I will say, is the baby was brought to Darlene, and now Darlene is raising this little boy. So yeah, or little girl, is it? I forget. But either way, that's pretty insane. That's a pretty massive development there, and Darlene has the kid now. Now, speaking of Darlene, as if the Snells couldn't get any more screwed up, Darlene decides here, because Jacob doesn't want to have this kid, and because their lives are turning to shit, and because the feds are onto them, that Darlene is going to poison and kill Jacob. That's right, she poisons and kills Jacob in the penultimate episode of this season. Insane. And as soon as I saw them out for a walk, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, Darlene does poison folks. We've seen that before. What the hell is she doing? I kind of felt it coming before, you know what I mean? When I watched it a little while back, I was like, yeah, I feel like something's going on here. And then when he started to go down, I was like, oh, this fucking chick, man. Oh my God. The hell, So there it goes. Rest in peace, Jacob Snell. That was a massive death there as well this season. And it gets worse because, well, the other plot we have this season is we have Cade, who is Ruth's father, who comes in, and, oh my god, he's a dick. Like, seriously, what a fucking piece of human dog shit. Like, seriously, like, he is such a bastard. I couldn't get over it. Robbing stores like crazy, trying to rob Marty's business with his daughter inside, for fuck's sakes. Like, the guy is a dipshit. And he is really creepy. He's really fucking disgusting. The way he talks to folks, the way he goes about his business, it's really fucking uncomfortable at times. And the way he treats Ruth is insane. He tries to use his own daughter to screw over Marty and to try to interfere with their business so that he can get the money and screw off, you know? And that's just insane to me. The guy belonged in jail, and his plot definitely showed it. I gotta give credit to the actor, though. He did a really damn good job playing the character. He was very easy to hate. He was kind of likable in some areas because of how much I fucking hated his guts, you know what I mean? Like, he played the part very well, and he was definitely one of the most triggering characters. No, I'd say the most triggering character on the show up to this point. So, I gotta give kudos to the actor. He did a really damn good job. And it got close, you know, I mean, there's moments where Ruth had a gun pointed to him and she was going to shoot him, but it's her dad. She never could bring herself to do it. And I kind of didn't expect her to do it because it felt predictable to have him get killed by his daughter, you know. But she does have to tell Wyatt that she killed his dad, which was Russ, in the season 1 finale because Cade keeps fucking threatening her the entire time. So she tells Wyatt, but unfortunately that doesn't go well because Wyatt ends up moving out of town. Which was kind of insane. So yeah, that was really sad as well. She kind of loses her connection to Wyatt that season because of what Cade does. And, well, you have a very unexpected thing that goes down here. Agent Petty finally starts backing off. He finally decides this is no use. I'm not going to get anywhere with this. And as soon as he gives up and goes to try to help his mother, who is not doing well, he goes there, and then all of a sudden, he's out fishing one day. Cade runs into him, and Agent Petty says, hey man, I'm done with that life. Cade's like, okay. And he fucking whacks him and fucking kills him right there at the river. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that is the most insane thing ever. Cade kills Agent Petty right by the river while he's fucking fishing, for crying out loud. This show, man, I'm telling you, they do the most unexpected shit you could ever imagine. That is the biggest death of the show so far, in my opinion. Agent Petty, he's been there since the beginning. Insane death right there. And he goes down by Cade, and then the cartel gets Cade, which I thought was insane. And they take him down. So, yeah, no, that was absolutely insane. So Cade goes down literally right after he kills Agent Petty. So you get a double death in the finale right there, which I thought was insane. So Cade down, Agent Petty down, Jacob Snell down, Mason down, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, insane death roster this season. Insane. Absolutely mental. And the season ends with them getting the casino. Wendy pulls through. And you have Marty that kind of gets this idea that, you know, his daughter, obviously Charlotte, she doesn't really want to be with the family anymore. She's voiced that opinion, you know. There's even kind of a minor storyline in the last couple episodes where she tries to disassociate herself with the family, but in the end, she decides to come back. And, you know, in the final episode, Marty wants to go. He wants to leave. He wants to get out of the business completely and maybe go to Australia, as he mentions, which, you know, would have been an interesting thing to see. But, you know, Wendy continues to just fuck with everybody. I mean, she's evil as hell. And she stays, they get the casino, and they do it Wendy's way at the end of the season. And it's a happy ending, quote unquote, even though Marty wanted to get the hell out of there. So, Wendy, man, they really are setting her up to be a big problem. They are setting her up to be a massive, massive problem. And, well, the other 2 seasons obviously are going to go into that. But I tell you what, man, this second season was amazing. This second season was great. I give this like a 9.6 out of 10. It's only a few points down from a 10. The only reason I can't give it a 10 is because I do think that Mason episode 7, where he had Wendy captured and everything, I found that one was really not that good. But aside from that, I did really like season 2. I thought it was really good. I would say in general, you're looking at a damn near flawless season. This is an amazing season of television. And genuinely shows you right here why this was one of the greats from Netflix a few years back when this one aired. It was amazing. So we'll be back in about a week or so with Season 3, and then obviously we'll cap things off with Season 4. And that'll be that, guys. Thank you all for watching. Post your comments down below. Let me know definitely what you think about this season. And yeah, that'll be that for Ozark Season 2. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos for Ozark. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies did a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.